part of your day, you are with your friends, correct? And your friends, they have their own goals. Somebody wants to go shopping, Malleshwaram is right here. So they want to go shopping, maybe bangles today, bindi tomorrow, lipstick some other day. So you have your friends have their own goals and their own ambitions, their own wishes. But if you want to pursue something very big, then you have to compromise on certain fun facts of your life. So you will have to say that, no, today I can't come because I want to study in the library. Or your friend should know that, see, today she's studying for her exam, she's got her prelims in the next, say, 2 months, so we should not disturb her. So when your friends are aware of what you want to do, they will also support you. If they are not inspired by you, that is fine. If their goal is different, it's absolutely fine. At least they will not hinder your progress. So keep your friends and very close, keep your family and very close friends informed of your goals. Because this is what I did and it really helped. None of my friends would invite me for movies unless until I say I want to go watch a movie. None of my friends would say, let's go out for a shopping, not because they know I didn't enjoy those things and I was having some other plans for myself. So this is something you have to do over a period of time. Today if you tell your friend, today she may say, hey, bidu parvagilla, come, it's okay, one day tane, bunny, hogu parana anta heltare. But over a period of time, your family will also not insist. If you say, illa an exam ge odkolta idini, will they call you for a wedding? Will they call you for some puja? But if they don't know that you're preparing for some exam or some test, they will say, yeah, no, you don't know. Will they say or not? Yes, you're just giving excuses not to come. This is what your family will say. So being clear about your goals is something that really helped me. Next thing, was there failure? Do you think I failed? No? Yes. I did. So I took 7 years and 7 attempts. So the snake bit me 6 times. And I came to ground zero every single time for 6 full attempts. Then in the 7th attempt, I got into the IAS. So I had my share of failures. And with every failure, something within you crumbles. You know, with every failure, something within you tells you, maybe this is not for you. But did I let it stop me? No. Nothing can stop me because my goal is very clear. I have to have Snehal R IAS in front of my name. So I was very clear and I had told my parents, no matter what, you will not put any pressure on me for anything because I want to achieve my goals. And every time I failed, I said, maybe my effort was not full. Maybe there was something lacking in my effort and that's why I need to put in additional effort and make it much more better. So this is one thing, and the next thing was discipline. When I say discipline, it doesn't mean that, okay, I want to study. No. Discipline means every day till you achieve your goal, you will follow certain steps. Like I had a timetable which was the next, like if my exam is in the month of May and this is December, I have to plan for the next 5 months, 6 months. I have a plan for this whole month of December. I have a plan for the whole week, the first week of December. And I have a plan for today. So at least one day in a year, 2 days in a year, I take to plan how my next 10 months, 12 months will be, what I'm going to be doing in each month, what I'm going to study, what is my timetable for this month, what is my timetable for the coming week, and what is my timetable for today. So without having such clarity, without having that discipline of saying, yes, this is my syllabus that I must complete today, it's very easy. You will study for half an hour, then you will feel, I think there's some serial going on TV, maybe I should watch it. Otherwise you will feel like, I'm feeling hungry, I want to sleep a bit, today I'm a little tired, maybe I should just sleep. So if you don't have the timetable in front of you, it's very easy to lose track of time. Then, after that, it's very important that you do it consistently. You have a timetable, it is not to decorate the wall. You should follow it also. So you should have a set time for sleeping, a set time for waking up, a set time for studying, a set time for entertainment also. When you want to achieve something big, we are all humans. We can't just keep doing, some task and we get burnt out. So we also have to have some time for something that gives us relaxation. It could be to go for a walk, it could be to watch a television show, it could be just to, spend some time with family members, cousins. So discipline is very important. And the last and the most important thing, see, we all try to do something in life. But many times, not everybody achieves those goals. So we should always have a plan B in life. It's the most important thing. You have a plan A, which is your most passionate dream. But if that doesn't come through, you also need a plan B. Without a plan B, what happens is you will think of plan A, and it doesn't happen, then you will be dejected. So I faced failure 6 times and I was myself because I had a plan B. If not plan A, then plan B will succeed. And thankfully for me, or unfortunately for me, I had a plan B as well as a plan C, and my plan C succeeded first, then my plan B succeeded, and then my plan A succeeded. So I am from a family of teachers. Both my parents were into the field of education. My father was in the university, my mother was a school teacher. So I was like, if nothing else, teaching is in my genes, I should teach. So that was my plan C. Then plan B was the state civil services, and plan A, as you know, where I am today, the IAS. So I first qualified as an assistant professor in a college. So the college was also called as Maharani's College, not this one. It's the other Maharani's in Bangalore opposite to the Freedom Park. So I was there for 3 years. Then I got into the state civil services. I resigned from that also. I did not take up that, and then I got into the IAS. So always have a plan B if not for plan A. Because if plan A you exhaust all attempts of plan A, at least plan B will help you reach somewhere. Otherwise your life feels like it has no meaning. Right? So this was my journey. It took 7 years to get here, and your challenges don't end the moment you have these 3 letters in front of your name. Life is always going to be full of challenges which you will have to face, and every challenge is more beautiful than the other one. So I have worked across the state. So I was working in Mandya as my probation. Then I was in Dharwad, which is a very beautiful district. Then I was in Bangalore, which is a coastal part of Karnataka. Then from there I came to Bangalore. Then I went to Yadgir. Yadgir is one of the most backward districts in the state. Has anyone heard of the name Yadgir? Yes. You have heard? Very good. So many times people ask me, where is Yadgir? So I have to ask them, do you know where Yadgir is? So that way around, I had the opportunity of working across different terrains of the state, whereas the coastal was very vibrant, a lot of rich population there, and in Dharwad it was a very culturally rich population, and in Yadgir it was a completely different terrain. And now I'm in DDMV, where all of you are also citizens, so you know how you are, so you can talk for yourself. So I'm just hoping that at the end of this discussion you're not going to ask me questions like, why is there garbage outside my house, why my road has potholes. Please don't ask those questions. Okay, so can you name any of the women leaders that you know? Any women leaders? Rani Lakshmi Bai, yes. Then? Okay. Someone more recent. Indira Gandhi. Someone even more recent. More recent, like now. Sudha Murthy, yes. Nirmala Sitharaman, yes. Sorry?
Vinesh Phogat.
Yes, Vinesh Phogat, the wrestler. Then? So yeah, so you are aware of certain names wherein women have achieved different things in different areas. Vinesh Phogat is in the field of wrestling. You have heard of Shreyanka Patil? What is she? Cricketer. So she was very instrumental in women's team winning the ICC T20 for women, right? So then there is another person whom I wanted to talk about, who was Indira Nooyi. Have you heard of her? Indira Nooyi. Yes. So she was the previous chairman of PepsiCo. Have you heard of PepsiCo?
Yes.
All of you have had Pepsi in your life?
Yes.
Yes? How many of you enjoy Pepsi, like 7-Up, Thumbs Up, right? You all enjoy. So that company was headed by a woman by the name Indira Nooyi. Now Indira Nooyi was very, very, she transformed the whole industry of these drinks, of soft drinks, and she promoted sustainability and health. So when you do these industry of PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, everything, right? These are very water-intensive industries. So to prepare one bottle of your Pepsi, though the cost is very less, the environmental impact is very high. So she did a lot to bring in sustainability into the whole organization, and also did a lot for health of the people who are working, because you dig water from the depth of the earth and then you purify it, and a lot of when you dig water from the earth, the borewell water that we call, that has got a lot of minerals in it. So it has to be purified, it has to be used in multiple ways, multiple stages before it gets converted into your Pepsi. The process is very simple. It's just one carbonated water. But the water that is used for that, it was draining a lot of our promoted a lot of sustainability in the area. And again, she is a woman who had very same challenges that almost all women have. She had 2 kids and she was taking care of them. So her personal life and professional life, both she managed very beautifully, and she was the chairman of PepsiCo. She headed that company for I think almost 4-5 years, 6 years. She leaded that company. Other person you must have heard, Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw. Which company? Which company? So Biocon is the company which she headed. So biotechnology, the benchmark for biotechnology industry was set by Mrs. Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw. Again, a very, very strong personality who focused a lot on bringing in a lot of technology into the field of biotechnology. And also she was into healthcare. See, biotechnology is not just about creating different goods, but it's also about healthcare. So when Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw took over the industry of biotechnology, she founded Biocon. So Biocon was one of the pioneers in the field of healthcare. So a lot of medicines that we have today are created by Biocon, all in collaboration with Biocon. So she was one of those leaders. Another person who we can say, have you heard of Nykaa? So who heads it? Yes, Falguni Nayar heads it. Again, one woman who made beauty affordable for people like you and me. It became very affordable. How many of you shop on Nykaa? So no, you don't have to raise your hands, it's okay. So it has created an opportunity for you to access any beauty goods anywhere in the world. So you don't have to go to a shop or a high profile shop and shop for these things. At a discounted rate, at a very affordable rate, all sort of beauty care is available at your fingertips. So this is what some of the leaders have done. So now we've heard about their names, but what is it that drove them? How they could reach there? What pushed them to reach where they reached? What do you think? What pushed them to reach where they reached? Dedication, okay? Hard work. Sorry? Confidence, yes. Then? Yes, the first most important thing is passion. A passion to do something impactful for the society. You see, like if you look at Falguni Nayar, it was more about making beauty accessible to youth and women in the country. So any part of the country, you could be in a small village, you can still buy something on Nykaa and you can use it. So it made beauty accessible. What other things? You have to tell. See, you already know, you are going to be there tomorrow. So what other things you think drove them? Sorry? Background. Not everybody has come from a very good background. If you look at Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, yes, reasonable background, but there was something more. There was passion which was driving them. Very good. So they had a vision. Having a vision is very, very important. You can't simply say, I will become an IAS officer, I will write the exam and I will pass. Because I topped my university, I'm the topper of my class, so I will also easily pass the IAS exams. No, you have to plan, you have to have a vision. Without a vision, without a plan, you cannot get there. So all these people, whether it was Indira Nui or it was, Chandra Kochar, who was ICICI Bank's chief a few years back, or it was Sudha Murthy ji, they always had a vision. Their vision was to do something for the society. Their vision was to create something bigger and better than what they are today. So that vision is very important. And in worst case scenario, even if you can't do much for the society, like okay, I cannot, like everybody cannot be a Falguni Nayar, but at least I'm going to be a role model. If I fail also, maybe somebody else will learn from my mistakes and they will become better leaders. So role modeling is very important. So you remember Rani Jhansi Lakshmi Bai, she failed in her war. She fought the British, but she failed. She had to, jump off the cliff. But did she stop inspiring you? You will feel that, see, no matter what the circumstances, I should fight for what is right. That is what we learn from them. You should have that resilience that yes, there are going to be hurdles that are going to block me, but I will fight those battles back. I failed 6 times. Did I stop? No, I said, let me try one more time. So we have to keep going beyond those barriers which stop us. The resilience should come, and it will come over a period of time. Okay, and one more very important thing is commitment. You should have that commitment. ನಾನು ಮಾಡೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನನಗೆ ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು, ನಾನು ಬಯೋಕಾನ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿನ ನಾನು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕೆ ನಾನು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ದೇಶದಿಂದ I should bring medicines into India. Let us create those medicines for all sort of illnesses, whether it is diabetes, whether it is cancer, whether it is any illness. The medicine should be made here in India. So that was the vision these leaders had, right? And yes, like you said, they had a good environment. They probably had some supportive leaders, supportive network. But that is only one aspect of the multiple things that will help these women, right? But did you notice one thing in all of this? None of you told this point, but none of them thought that they will do this because they are women only. They did it because they had a vision. They did it because they thought they had the potential. They did it because it was their dream, not because they were only a woman. They, of course, once they reached that point, they were a role model for many of us. They have inspired many of us, but they did not stop saying, I am a woman, I cannot do it. Right? So nothing can stop you, and gender should never stop you. Your dream is beyond gender. I did not think that I should be an IAS officer because I am a woman. I didn't, none of them, whether it was Kiran Mazumdar, Shaw, Shreyaka Patil, she could have thought 100 times, no? Only men are popular in cricket. Why should I waste my time and become a cricketer? There is no money in this. She could have stopped. But did she stop because of her gender? Did someone promote her because of her gender? They promoted her because of her skill. The exposure she got was because of her skill. So all of you must believe and develop those skill sets which will help you grow. Right? Don't ever think that, okay, I am a woman, when I turn 20, 21, 22, my parents will get me married, then I have to become a homemaker, or I have to just take up some job which will support me and my family, or I should become a homemaker, have children. No, it's all limited by what you believe. So if you believe that, yes, I have this skill set of being a leader, then pursue that. If you think I can become a great sports person, please pursue it. If you think you can become a good writer, please pursue it. Not because of anything else, but because you have the ability in you to reach a good height, to reach a good position of success, and from there you can inspire others, you can help others, and you can do an impact for the society. So this is how the women leaders did. So now let me just, very shortly, I will just tell you about what you can do to become achievers in your life. Okay? So the first most important thing is self-awareness. So what do I mean by self-awareness? See, every day when you are sitting all by yourself, what do you think? What is it that you tell yourself? Anyone? Anyone, what is it that you tell yourself when you are sitting all by yourself, no mobile in the hand? Yeah, please.
Affirmations.
Okay, what do you tell?
I can do this.
Okay. Affirmation is something you are forcing yourself to tell. But I am asking, what do you talk to yourself? Do you talk to yourself? We all do, right? Your dreams are one way of talking to yourself. Right? So what is it that you talk to yourself?
I can do it.
I can do it, okay. Apart from that. Yeah, please tell. ನಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸನ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? How many of you have parents who are in some sort of a good job and things like that? Parents are business people, parents are entrepreneurs. How many of you have parents who are entrepreneurs? Some of you. How many of you come from, like, let us say, from the average middle class, low middle class families? It's okay, there's nothing wrong in coming from a, yes, okay, fine. So, what is it that is constantly told to you at your home? What is it that your parents tell you? If let us assume you ask for a new dress. What do your parents tell? Just wait. Okay. Why should you wait? Right. So what does that tell you? Okay. Somebody else answered. You want a new mobile phone, your phone is very old, the WhatsApp is not working, Instagram is not working, so you go and ask your parents for a new phone. What do you think your parents will tell? Anybody? Anybody who has recently asked for a phone and parents have given a beautiful answer? Yeah, please go ahead. Okay. Study well earn yourself and buy. Okay. So, see what happens is what our people around us tell adds a lot of meaning to our life. Now, if your parents have told you, Iga agala, I can't buy you the dress now, you wait for some time. Or if your parents tell you that, okay, you study yourself and then you buy it when you earn it. See, what is it that is ingraining in your head? That today I cannot afford it. I am in a situation of deprivation. I cannot buy a dress. Right? Then you are saying, if I was rich. And will you not imagine, if my parents were a little more better off, if my parents could buy. Do you tell these things to yourself? Yes? When you get your marks, what is it that you tell? Suppose you get less marks, what do you tell? Huh? If I could get more is a very positive response. But there are many of us who say, if the question paper was easy. Do we say that? Yes? Do we also say that, let us say, if the teacher had taught us properly? Do you say that? Yes or no? See, there are no right or wrong answers to any of the questions I am asking you. But what I am trying to hint at is, we tell a lot of things to ourselves. Right? We are limited and we are as big as our thoughts can get. Affirmations is one good way of telling yourself positive stories. But on a day when you are really low, you say affirmations, right? You please tell me on a day when everything is gone bad. Let us say you are coming from your home to college, you miss your bus, you miss your attendance when you reach college. Then you go back home, your mother scolds you for something. Then you have a fight with your sibling. Will your affirmations work that day? Will it work? It will still work? That means you are practicing for too long, right? But normally when things like this happen, we go into a self-destructive thought which says that if I had a bike of my own and if I had reached college on time, if I didn't have to worry about attendance, if my attendance was regularly good, if my mother was not so unkind to me today, if my sibling had not had that fight today. So we tell a lot of things to ourselves. So what I'm trying to tell is, we tell ourselves a lot of stories in our head. Okay? We say, if I was rich, if my parents were rich, if I was born in a richer family, if I was born at a different time. Right? We tell these and it is not conscious. Why you are not able to answer these questions is because it is not a very conscious thought process. It's a very unconscious thought process which happens in our minds all the time. Even when the teacher is teaching in the class, many times you shut down and you are thinking something. So these are thoughts that will over a period of time become your story. If you keep telling, I am not rich, that's why I can't afford the best dress or the best phone. I am not intelligent because of which I cannot get the first rank. I am not smart enough so I cannot have a big dream. So these are self-limiting thoughts which are going to bring us down. So the thoughts that you think should be towards a goal that you want. Should be about, okay, I am not good in maybe physics. If you are a PCM student, I am not good in physics, but I am good in mathematics. So maybe I should put more energy into mathematics, pursue mathematics further. Right? So which is your strength? So awareness of our own strengths is the first most important thing that you people should do. When you go back home today, if you write diary, how many of you write diaries? Right? Okay, so those who write, please write in your diary, what are your strengths? What do you think that, okay, this is where I want to see myself and this is my strength to achieve that. You can't say that, I am doing arts and I want to become a doctor. Can you do that? That is impractical. So if you are doing, let us say science in PUC, if any of you is PUC student and you are doing science today, you can say I will become a doctor. But if you are an art student, you can't say I am going to become a doctor. Right? So have a realistic goal, set your goals, be clear about your goals. Then next most important thing is continuously you have to learn. See, your students, your first most important job is to learn. You have no other job but learn. All you have to do is from morning to evening learn, write the exams, be the best in your class, learn some additional skills which will enhance your learning abilities, but learn. Life is all about learning. The day you stop learning, you have stopped becoming better version of yourself. Tell me, does your mother cook the same dish every day? Does she see YouTube and learn something new? Yes? Isn't that also upskilling yourself? The same uppi too she will make, but she will do something which she has seen on YouTube or Instagram. Does she do that? Yes or no? Yeah. So the same way, your mother is upskilling then why can't you? Right? So you have to continuously learn in life. Then the very next important point is we need to have very good communication skills. If you can't communicate with the person opposite to you, all your degrees are of no use. You might be the topper of your college, you might have got all sort of certificates in your college, but if you can't communicate effectively, then it's all the battle lost. So you have to focus on making or improving your communication skills. You should be a good listener. You can't just keep talking. You also need to be a good listener. You should be able to extract points from what the other person is telling you. The next most important thing in which I think most women have is emotional intelligence. Being able to understand what is happening in a situation and either take advantage of that situation or walk out of that situation. So be present to what is happening around you and also to understand whether in that situation can you, your friend is telling you today, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೇಲಿ ಇದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಯಿತು, ಗಲಾಟೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮ ಅಕ್ಕ ತಂಗಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಯಾರೋ ಜಗಳ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆರ್ ಯು ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲಿಸನ್ ಟು ಹರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೇ ಇರಲಿ ಬಿಡು, ನೀನು ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತಲೆ ಕೆಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಡ, ನಾವು ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಓದೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಆರ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಸೇ ಹೌದಪ್ಪ, ಈ ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೇ ಕತೆ, ನೋಡು ನನ್ನ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಅದೇ ಕತೆ, ಅವಳ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಅದೇ ಕತೆ, ಇವಳ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಅದೇ ಕತೆ, ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಬೇಕು ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮ? ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟೆಲ್? ಸೊ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಮೋಷನಲ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. As students, your job is to study. You can't waste your time talking about what is happening at home. Those will happen every day. But what is it that is there in your hand? Those 6 to 8 hours that you are in college, you can use it constructively. You can help your friends grow. You can grow and you can learn something new. Right? So what is it that you will do? Next most important thing, and something that women fail a lot, is at networking. Right? When I say networking, it doesn't mean that you go and meet every person, every influential person. No. You should meet like-minded people. If you want to become a scientist, meet other people who are also trying to become scientists. You've also tried to go to IISc. Your IISc is right here. Like hardly 500 meters from here, you have IISc campus. Try to go interact with professors there. Try to interact with students there. Try to see if you can use the laboratories there. So if you're a science student, you can do that. Then if you're, let us say, you're from the, you want to become a civil servant, walk down to Vidhan Sabha sometime or go to some government office, see what they're doing, how they function. So how you will use the, let us say how you will network and how you will manage, maintain relationships becomes very important. And women, what will happen is you're always told, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಡ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ, ಅವ್ರು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವರು, ಇವ್ರು ಕೆಟ್ಟವರು, ಇವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಚ್ಚರಿಕೆ ಇರಲಿ. But if that person is really good at something, if you can imbibe something from that person, please talk to the person, learn the skill sets, learn the knowledge that you want from that person. People will always scare you. 6 ಗಂಟೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಚೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಡ, ಅಂಥ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಡ, ಇಂಥ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಡ. But what is it that is there in you, in front of you, the goal that is there in front of you, right? You have to work hard to achieve that goal and never ever lose that goal. And it's only one life. Can you think what you were in the previous life? Anybody remembers? ನಾನು ಹಿಂದಿನ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದ್ದೆ? ನಾನು ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸೆಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೆ, ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದ, ನಾನು ರಾಣಿ ಝಾನ್ಸಿ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀಬಾಯಿ ಇದ್ದೆ. So we don't know what we were in the past, we don't know what we are going to be in the next life. Whatever we have is the 60, 70, 80 years that we live here on this earth in this world. Of that, almost 18, 19 years is gone now. And you're still skilling yourself. And humans are the only species which takes so much time to achieve their goals. Right? Animals don't have goals. All their goal is about hunting for today, eating today, sleeping, again waking up next day, again hunting and again eating. But we humans have this unique ability of having a dream in front of us, having a vision for our life, and all that you have to achieve in this life is 60, 70 years of lifespan. If you enter a government job, your dreams get cut at 60 years when you retire. If you're an entrepreneur, till you die, you will have that dream. If you want to become a pilot or something like that, by the time you're about 45, 50, you will be sent out of your active, pilot roles. So please plan your life such that you will achieve your goals. Then last and most important, just 2 more points. One is resilience and adaptability. When I say resilience and adaptability, I mean that no matter what we challenge, I will face it, I will break the challenge into pieces and I will overcome those challenges. That should be the resilience that you have. Yes, today I am not able to, let us say, how many of you find it difficult? How many of you studied in Kannada medium till your PUC or wherever school? Nobody? Okay. So how many of you have found it difficult probably in Kannada or Hindi. So people who have come from outside Karnataka or people who don't know Kannada, you should try to learn Kannada. Now that you are here for 3 years, 5 years, learn a bit of the language, learn a bit of culture so that you will blend in here. Tomorrow when you look for a job here, tomorrow when you have to interact with the Tarkari fellow outside, you will need the language skills. So resilience and adaptability, adapting to the situation where we are in is very, very important. And the last and the most important point is always seek feedback and improve yourself. Only when you take feedback, you ask your friend, hey, ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತಾ? Okay, if your friend says, hey, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಸರಿ ಏನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, what was not right? Please take feedback because feedback always helps you grow. It will help you become a better version of yourself. You might do wrong, you might be perfect orator, but unless until you take feedback, you cannot improve. So always be willing to take feedback, and if someone is giving you a feedback, take it in a positive sense. Hey, ನಾನು ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಇವತ್ತು ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೆ, ನನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಇವತ್ತು ನನಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. Okay, your friend might be thinking that okay, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, but ಇವರಿಗೆ ಈ ಕಲರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಲರ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಸೂಟ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ. So it's okay. Your friend can give her feedback, take it in a constructive manner, and utilize it if you can utilize it. Right? So these are all what I had to say, and now I'm open to questions. So you can ask me questions. Yeah.
Dr. Nima, I'm Sajja Prasad from BCom section. I would like to ask you the experience which you have done in your assignment training. Could you share your experience?
So all people, is it okay if I sit? Am I? Yes. Okay. So Labasna or LBSNAA, the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration, it is situated in Mussoorie. So all trainee officers, once they clear the exams, they go for the training to LBSNA. So now in LBSNA, a typical day, you have different courses there. So when you first go, so all services will be there. IAS, IPS, IRS, IFS, that is foreign services, forest services. So all services will be there. So we have a 3 months common foundation course. Now in these 3 months of common foundation course, we study a lot of subjects. We study law, we study policing, we study disaster management, we study the local rules and local governance. So we have multiple economics. So we study multiple subjects. That is for about 100 days we have this training. But apart from this, we also have, let us say, physical exercises right in the morning. So our day starts by around 5:36 in the morning. And we have physical fitness from 6 to around 7:38. Then we go back to our hostels, we change, we go for our classes. Then on some days we have horse riding, we have lectures from outside, like how you have lectures here, we also have lectures by senior officers. Then we have a 1 week village stay. So when I say 1 week village trek will be there, Himalayan trek will be there. So for 7 days, they just send us in groups of about 15-20 people. So we trek, they give us a route, so we trek that route and we come back. Then we also have a village study where we go and stay in a village. We go make our own arrangements for stay, for everything. They just tell the village and they inform the village elders that this is a group of IAS officers who will come. So you can interact with them and make necessary arrangements for them. So we stay in the village community hall and we do some touring of the village, studying what government rules are, what government programs are being implemented there, what is the status of people. So we do all these studies. Then after the end of that, we also have exams. So that is our foundation course. After that, we have 1.5 years of almost regular training for our specific services. So we have about 6 months of on the training in the academy. Then we come 1 year for the district. So typically, this is how our training goes.
Thank you, ma'am. Literally, it inspired me a lot.
The inspiration is when you go and see the place. In 2006, before I had cleared UPSC, my father had taken me to the academy, the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration. And having seen that place, it was in my heart that I should come here. I should go and be a trainee there. And that was so deep rooted that in 2012, when I cleared into another service, I had got into PNT Accounts and Finance. I was like, I will not go for training because I want to do training in Mussoorie. I wrote the exam again and I went to Mysore.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Hello ma'am, I'm Khushi from BSc. So was it your self-preparation for this exam or you had any preparation?
So like I told you, I prepared for almost 7 years for these exams. So initially when I started my preparations, for about 6 months I tried coaching. And I realized that I cannot learn what you are telling me. I cannot do rote learning as much as I can do self-study. So first 6 months I got a clarity of how the examination works and everything and what is the kind of competition. See, when you prepare by yourself, what happens? You are your only competition. But when you see outside in coaching institutes, you will see hundreds of students who are struggling like you, who are working just as hard as you are. So that is the only inspiration you will get from the coaching institutes. And they will tell you, if they ask you what does A stand for, A stands for Apple is what the coaching institute tells you. So they give a very set standard answers and everybody will write the same answers for coach there. So that is something that I never liked. So I started with the coaching center but I completed by self-study.
How was your preparation?
So preparation every day I used to study for about 8 to 10 hours and just before the exams, like last 2-3 months before the exams, it would be easily around 14 to 16 hours of study. And I had a timetable, like I mentioned in my talk initially, that I had a timetable, like when I applied for the examination, or let us say I did not clear the prelims this time. So I know usually prelims happen in the month of May. So if I don't clear it, usually July, August, they will give the results. So from July, August, I have time till the next prelims. So the 10 months, I have a plan. I have divided these 10 months into different time frames where I will know what I will do. So there's a timetable for the entire 10 months. Then there's a timetable for every month starting from August, September, October, November, December. Every month I have a set target that I will study these subjects. And then in the month also, it's not like, one day I will study, one day I will not study. So every day I divide my day of 8 to 10 hours and I will say this is what I will study. So having a planned timetable really makes it easier to complete the syllabus and feel more confident.
And ma'am, how do you manage to cover current affairs?
So current affairs, every month I used to buy 1 or 2 magazines apart from the daily newspaper. So if I buy a magazine this month, it is covering the previous month's news. So I used to complete that magazine, only one magazine. Or everything that is there in the magazine I used to cover. And every day I used to read newspaper. If there is something that is very important, which I feel could be asked in the UPSC, I used to either cut down that article and stick it in my book, or I used to make points from that topic and I used to write. Like if it's a topic which is going to come on for like let us say 3-4 weeks, that the topic is going to come in the newspapers every day, then I used to make my points. But if it's an article on science and technology which I feel is important, I will just cut it, underline the important points and stick it in my book.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Kushan. I'm from BCom first year. Ma'am, could you please tell about 3 tips which you wish someone would have told you in your path of achievements?
Frankly speaking, 3 tips will never help. Okay? It's always going to be, today I tried this, it worked, I go further. It didn't work, then I change my strategy. Right? So resilience and adaptability, which I told you, it's the most important thing. Second most important thing is taking feedback. Somebody will tell you that, you should have studied a little more, you should have gone for coaching. If you had gone for coaching, maybe you would have cleared faster. Maybe I would have, but I didn't do it. And I couldn't do it. There were multiple reasons for that. I couldn't do it. I was already in a job, so I couldn't go outside Bangalore for coaching. So I had my reasons, but taking that feedback in a constructive manner helped. Because when somebody said, no, you should have taken coaching, I said, I cannot go for coaching classes, but I can get the notes from them. So then I got the notes from 1 or 2 institutions, then I used that. So feedback, taking a feedback in a constructive manner is most important, and having resilience and adaptability is the most important thing. The 2 tips which will really help. And another important thing is being very clear about your goal. See, when you have to do something for 6-7 years continuously, it's very easy to feel that, you have heard the story of the fox and the grapes. The fox keeps on trying to take the grapes from the vineyard, but it is not able to reach it. After some time it tells that, maybe the grapes are sour, right? So you can tell yourself that, or you can think of some other way of taking that grape, right? So having a very clear set of goal, and then goal should be important. That are the 3 tips I can give you.
Okay, ma'am. Next question is, as my friends spoke about self-learning, so even you have experienced that. Can you tell one thing which helped you when you were in self-mode, like people who are in self-mode, like self-learning?
Told you, again I'm repeating, it will be repetition for everyone. Having a timetable, being disciplined about timetable is the most important thing. If I had said 10 to 12 hours every day I will study. Let us say today I am not feeling well, I have a stomach ache, I have a fever. If I can't study that 10 to 12 hours today, I will do as much as I can. Let us say I will do 6 hours today. But tomorrow when I am better, I will do 16 hours. So that discipline is most important, and having a timetable which will say that okay, I should not waste my time, I have to complete this much syllabus. So this will really help you in self-learning.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Who is the inspiration to become an IAS?
See, if I look at my childhood, I didn't have any inspiration. I just knew I wanted to be an IAS. But as I grew and as I interacted with people around, so I had my father himself was an IAS aspirant. So he could not make it because of his circumstances. And my father's friend, he also wanted to be civil servant. And he was so passionate about it. He never cleared, but he never married, he never did anything. He trained a lot of students to get there. So these were the primary inspiration to me to get into civil services. And after I got into my first job, that is when I was teaching in Maharani's College, my appointment order was given by an IAS officer. One of the times I had got a chance to interact with an IAS officer. And another time when I was resigning from that job also, I interacted with an IAS officer. So all these people, the way they conducted themselves, the way they had a vision, the way they thought about different issues in the society, it really inspired me. And another important situation which really pushed me to not give up was when I was teaching in Maharani's College. It's a government college, as you know. So you are at least people who have learned in English medium school, everything. Their children come who have not had anything to do with English medium, whose parents are probably, very, very poor. They're either from rural setup or their parents who probably do domestic help in other people's houses. Those are the children who come. And when I saw them, that they were very scared of subjects like psychology. Because psychology has some bit of practicals and you have to know some bit of maths for psychology. So they used to be very scared of it. And they didn't know English. So they used to find it very difficult, saying that textbooks are in English. Teachers who teach psychology, they mostly speak English. They don't know very good Kannada, so how it is. So then I used to tell them that, see, yes, you are coming from a different background. It's a difficult background. But you can always use this education that you get here to make your life better. And as a teacher, I saw that I could do a lot of difference to their life by teaching them the subject properly. But if I was not a teacher and if I was an administrator, probably I could help them in a much more better manner. I could probably reach out the government schemes to them better, right? So that strengthened my desire to be a civil servant, being in that college. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I am Sayantika from BBA. Ma'am, how was that interview for after UPSC clearing, ma'am? How was your interview? I want to know that.
Yeah. So UPSC examination happens in 3 phases. The first phase is the prelims, where you have MCQ questions and you answer that. You clear, you go to the mains where you write a descriptive examination, and then you attend an interview. So interview is where a panel of about 5 to 6 people will ask you certain questions. So the first time, like when I went for my interview, the first time I felt very good. They were so positive, they were so good with everything. But the marks I got was pathetic. So I was like wondering what has gone wrong, because they were so warm, they were so positive. They asked me questions and they answered them reasonably well. And everything, it was very nice. So, but I got like marks around 70 or 80 marks I got out of 200. And I did not qualify. I got into PMT that year. So I didn't know what had gone wrong. The next year I went for UPSC interview. I got one of the toughest boards. So everybody was like, "इस बार तेरा नहीं होगा, छोड़ दो." Okay. So then I said, "ठीक है, let's just go and at least attend the interview and see how it works." So when we went to the interview, there were 6 people sitting, and then they will have your biodata in front of them. You fill a detailed application form, so they have it with you. So the first question they asked me was, what do you mean by a public school? But the name of the school which I studied was Vidyaniketan Public School. They asked me, which school did you study in? I said Vidyaniketan Public School. Then they asked me, is it a private school or a government school? I said it's a private school. Then what is the meaning of calling it a public school? So you are like stumped out, you don't know what to say, because all schools say public school, open to public. So then I had to answer to them to that question. And then they spoke a lot about education, because they see in that detailed application form that my parents are in the field of teaching, I'm in the field of teaching. So they asked me a lot of questions about education. And there was one person who probably got offended with an answer of mine, because I said, they asked about universities, and I gave a very positive response saying that universities are doing well. So he just turned his chair and he sat. And I didn't know what to expect after that, because he simply turned his chair and he shut off. So then I was like, God, this interview is gone. And then I said, okay, let me not be disheartened, because they are not just looking at your answers, they are not listening to your answers, they are seeing how you are responding to that situation, right? Are you confident? Are you able to, adapt yourself to what everybody is saying? Are you able to respond to everyone that you are saying? Are you confident? So in front of you, they'll keep one paper and they will keep one pencil. So many people will be fiddling with that pencil, because it's very stressful, right? 6 people sitting in front of you, and they are going to decide what your marks are going to be. And this is not about your intelligence. This is more about your presence of mind. This is more about how you are able to handle a stressful situation. It's a personality test. So then after the interview got over, they asked me to recite one of my hobbies was writing poetry. So they said, recite one of the poems you have written. Your mind goes completely blank. So then I said, sir, I can't recollect the whole poem, but I can just recite a few lines. They said, okay, theek hai. Then I just recited. Then there's one person said, no, you write something right now. And then I had to write something, and then I told them 4 lines. They said, okay, theek hai, thank you. So that's how it is. It's more of your test of your personality, test of how adaptable you are in a stressful situation, test of how pleasing a personality you are, test of probably whether you can answer and respond to everyone, And it's not about right answers or wrong answers. Whether you can answer a question correctly or not has been tested in your prelims and mains. So their aim is not to see whether you are giving accurate answers. It's mostly opinion-based questions, but it's nice. It's an experience in itself.
Like when they used to give so much intellectual questions that means tricky type of questions, then what did you do like that?
So if you don't know the answer, you say, sir, I'm not able to, respond to this. So they will move to the next question. So once they finish the public school question, then they ask something about, education policy of the government. Then there's this compulsory, free and compulsory education for children up to 14 years of age. So they asked about that. Then after that they went to universities. Then after that they came back to teaching. They said, why am I quitting my teaching job? So like that. So they saw that I had studied journalism. So whatever is there, it's there from your detailed application form, your background and your biodata. And if something is there you can't answer, they will always shift.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Myself, Yogalakshmi. I am from BCom CMA. That I want to ask, have you ever afraid of getting married at that certain age while you are attempting more exams?
Yes, it's a very valid question. So I finished my post-graduation, and then I was 23 when I finished my post-graduation. Typical age when parents start, looking for groom and things like that. And but I had told my parents very clearly that ನಾನು IAS ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಮದುವೆ ಆಗೋದು ಅಂತ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಏನ್ರಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಗಳು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಜಾಬಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಳೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ? ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ IAS ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ಅವಳೇನು ಆಗ್ತಾಳೋ ಇಲ್ಲೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಸೊ those questions will always be there. But when your family is confident, when your family knows that this is your dream, your family will support you. Right? Sometimes it is difficult for families to support, but at that time you should stand up for yourself. So my parents, of course, they faced a lot of questions from the society. There were questions raised about, why my parents are, probably they are eating from my earnings. So they had such questions, but my parents never wavered. They always felt that if she can get into a government job for herself, she can always clear into IAS also. So every time I used to say, innu one chance kodi, innu one varsha nange kodi time nodana anta. So then in 2012 when I got into PNT, innu one time kodi, ishtu bandibittidinalla, innondsari madidre maybe I will get into IAS anta. So these support of family makes a lot of difference. It can encourage you more. But even if your family is not supportive, I would say that you stand for yourself. Because I've had friends who have done that and they have no regrets about it. And also, it's not like every marriage is going to, stop you from achieving your dreams. There are many women who have achieved a lot after their marriage also. So you should be very clear to your partner that you have this dream and tell them way before your marriage that, see, I am going to pursue some goal of my life and I need your support. Right?
What made you choose this IAS officer? There are so many fields.
So I don't know, like I told you, right from childhood, that was my only dream. ಒಂದು ಕಿಚ್ಚು ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಒಂದೇ ಇತ್ತು, IAS ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕೆ ಏನು ಎತ್ತ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಬೆಳೀತಿರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು ಒಬ್ಬ IAS ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಆದರೆ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಆ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂದರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಫೀಲ್ಡಲ್ಲೂ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ಫುಲ್ ವೇ, in a way that is going to touch more people's lives, it is through IAS. IAS or state civil services or any of these government jobs which will really help you. Like you avagli nan introduction allo ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು that ಯಾದಗಿರಿ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗೆ 2 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ. So those are the money that I used to have a, instead of see that money if you give to anybody else, they'll probably do a road in some village, they'll probably do some housing or some other things. But we use that money to train 300 children for civil service exams. And every week I used to run a program called, it's a very huge name, I don't recollect now, but I used to interact with 20 children from government schools and private schools every week. And I used to invite them to my office. We used to interact with them, just like how we are interacting today. I used to ask them questions about what they have plans for their future and what their aspirations are. And we used to have an interactive session. And many of those children, in that there was one student, it was a male child, who was from a very poor family. And he said that, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೇಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಬಡತನ ಇದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್, ನಾನು SSLC ಮುಗಿಸಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಾನು ಕೆಲಸ ಹುಡುಕ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮನಿಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಹುಡುಗಕ್ಕೆ ಅವತ್ತು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಯವರು ಪಾವರ್ಟಿದಲ್ಲೇ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನೀನು ಈಗಲೇ ಓದೋದನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೀನು ಅವ್ರ ಥರನೇ ಕೂಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದಂದ್ರೆ ನೀನು ಅದೇ ಸೈಕಲಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀಯ, ಪಾವರ್ಟಿ ಸೈಕಲಲ್ಲೇ ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀಯ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಸೆಟ್ಟಿಗೆ, ಈಗಿನ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಏನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಇದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನು ತುಂಬ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಜಾಬ್ ಏನು ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನೀನು ಅವ್ರ ಥರನೇ ಕೂಲಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇದು ವಿಶಿಯಸ್ ಸೈಕಲ್, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಆನ್, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಪೀಟ್. ಅಗೇನ್ ಟುಮಾರೋ ಯೋರ್ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಸೆಡ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ಎನಿವೇಸ್ ಕಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನೀನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 2-3 ವರ್ಷ ಓದೋದಾದರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ನೀನು ಏನಾದರೂ ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ತಗೋ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ, ನೀನು ಓದಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ನೀನು ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ನೀನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋ, ರಜದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾನು ಬೇಡ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಕಾಲೇಜು ಶುರು ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಯು ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಹುಡುಗ ಆವತ್ತು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು, ಈಗ ಅವನು PUC ಮುಗಿಸಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ನಾವು ಈಸ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಕುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್, ಸಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ದಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್, ದಟ್ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಅ ಕೂಲಿ. But today he is doing his engineering. He did science. He got 85% in SSLC and he did science. Now he is doing his engineering. So that for me is an impact, because he, his family and his future generations will come out of that poverty. So that is the impact that you can do as a civil servant. So these are things that really motivate me, and I feel that I'm very happy I got this opportunity to serve this country and this state as a civil servant.
You said that you passed out for 7th term. For 6th, ಆ ಸತಿ ನೀವು ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಮೋಟಿವೇಟೆಡ್ yourself or other people?
So what motivated me was that my goal was very clear. I had to have IAS. ನನಗೆ ಬಾಲ್ಯದಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಕನಸು, ನನ್ನ ಮನೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ರೆಡ್ ಬತ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು, and I should have a driver who will come open the door for me to get inside the car. Okay? I don't like to do household work. So as a child, this is what probably motivated me. But as you grow older, right, you will have that thing that, okay, I have to do it. ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಹಠ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಲ್ವಾ? ಈಗ ನೀವು ಚಿಕ್ಕವರಿದ್ದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಹಠ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರಾ? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಮ್ಮ ಉಪ್ಪಿಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಂಗೆ ಉಪ್ಪಿಟ್ಟು ಇಷ್ಟ ಅಂತ ತಿಂತಿದ್ರಾ ನೀವು? ಅವತ್ತು ಇಡೀ ದಿನ ಉಪವಾಸ ಇರ್ತಿದ್ರಿಲ್ಲೋ? ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಕಿಚ್ಚು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದ ಕನಸು ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ದೇರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಐ ಫೇಲ್, ನಾನು ಪ್ರತಿ ಸರಿ ಫೇಲ್ ಆದಾಗ ನಾನು ಒಂದೇ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊತಿದ್ದೆ, ಮೇ ಬಿ ನಾನು ಹಾಕಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ ಶ್ರಮ ಈ ಸರಿ ಹಾಕಿಲ್ಲ, ಮೇ ಬಿ ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಕನಸು ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಫೇಲಿಯರ್ ತಾನೇ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆದರಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೂ ತುಂಬ ದೊಡ್ಡದು ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ನಾನು ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಹುದ್ದೆಗೆ ಹೋದರೆ ನಾನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಆ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಕಿಚ್ಚಿತ್ತು. I had to do it for myself and for the dream that I had for the society. I had to do it. And if you want some change in your society, you have to be the change. Without you being the change, nothing will happen. If you let go of your dreams, then who else will live your life?
ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಆದರೂ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಗಿವ್ ಅಪ್, ನನಗೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ?
No, never.
ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಆದರೂ?
Yes, I was very clear. See, I belong to the scheduled caste community. I had about 13 or 14 attempts. So I was very clear. ನನ್ನ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಮುಗಿಯೋವರೆಗೂ ನಾನು ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಬರೀಲೇಬೇಕು, ನಾನು IAS ಆಗಲೇಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ನನಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಯಿತು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ಡ್ರೀಮ್, ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇ ಕನಸಿರಲಿ, ಎನಿ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಗರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಸಿಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ನೋ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಡ್ರೀಮ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಅಪ್. There are many people who will tell you that your dream is not right, your dream is not worth it, you cannot do it, it is very difficult. ನಿಮಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ದುಡ್ಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಥವಾ ನಮಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಹೇಳೋರು ಸಾವಿರ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ನೋ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಹೂ ಸೇಸ್ ವಾಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೋರ್ ಡ್ರೀಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಚೀವ್ ಇಟ್. ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಅಪ್. No matter how big or how small the dream is, please achieve it. And ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕನಸು ನಿಮಗೆ ದೊಡ್ಡದು, ನನ್ನ ಕನಸು ನನಗೆ ದೊಡ್ಡದು, ಬಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕನಸು ನಿಮಗೆ ದೊಡ್ಡದಿದೆ. You want to be a beautician, be the best beautician. You want to be let us say, a chartered accountant, be the best chartered accountant. Do something for the society when you're a chartered accountant. When I say do something, either you employ people in your company, okay, make your own company, employ people in your company, or in the company that you work, if somebody who is a lot of distress, help them, right? You can do good no matter where you are, but believe in your dream and achieve it. And only you can do it for yourself. You want to be a teacher, become the best teacher. You want to become, let us say, a clerk in the office, become the best clerk who will put up the files in the best way. But no matter what you choose, being the best is the most important thing, right? Can we wind up? Any more questions? One last question.
My childhood dream was like I want to be a good doctor and I want to be a gynecologist. But after completing SSLC, I don't know how to take the combinations and all that. But I forced to take the commerce CBA, and I didn't have any interest to pass or take good marks in that. But successfully I got 90% in second PUC. But now also I am having that ambition, but I want to be a good doctor. But I can't do it. I took that CM. What the tips you are giving for me?
You couldn't be a doctor? Fine. Grow big enough to make your own hospital and employ 10 doctors. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ನ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋ ಥರ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಅದೇ ಸೇವೆ, ನೀವೇನು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇದ್ರಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯಿಂದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸನ್ನು ಹೈರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಅದೇ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ. ಬೆಳೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕನಸಿರಬೇಕು. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನಾಯಿತು? ಈಗ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಲೈಫಿನ ಒಂದು ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಯು ಕಾಂಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಅ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್, ಹೈರ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯೋರ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್. Become a social worker, take a master's in social work. You can do a lot of social work which will also be related to health. So you will continuously work with doctors who are working in the field of helping people. Right? So either you can choose to do masters in social work and do something in the area of social work, or become an entrepreneur, big enough, work, make lots of money, make your own hospital and employ all the doctors you wanted to probably study by yourself. Right? Believe in yourself. Yes, you're choking up when you're saying that, it was my dream. Yes, it's okay. Sometimes dreams don't come true. That's why I said plan B is very important. Now your plan B should be either make so much of money and make your own hospital where doctors will come and work with you, or you do something like a social work, masters in social work, and you join organizations which will help people related to illness. Right?
You told us that 7th time you succeeded in your UPSC Civil Services exam, 6 times you failed. So, like 6 times you got failure, and I'm sure that you might have faced some of the other challenges like taunting or something else. Being a girl, obviously we have to face. So, how did you overcome that? Like all those challenges after failure? Like,
This question has already been asked, but though it's going to be a repetition. Failure is something that I was never scared of, right? And you will fail sometimes, it's okay. And but then my goal was very clear, right? And people will say things. They told my parents, they told me, they told my siblings. People will do that. But are you going to wear a blinkers and have you seen horses? They wear blinkers. Why they do that? Yes, horse ಗೆ ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳು ಸೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬ್ಲಿಂಕರ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it cannot see straight. It will keep wavering around. So that's why they put the blinkers so that it can see straight and walk straight. So whenever you fail, you have to wear those blinkers so that you will not waver from your goal. And there was a story which my father used to tell me when I was a kid. There was one king, some king, I forget the name. So this king had lost his battle, he had lost his army, and he went hiding in a cave. And then when he was hiding in this cave, for days he was sitting inside that cave and so that nobody attacks him. He was trying to protect himself so that he can strategize further. So when he was in that cave, he saw that there was a spider. Now the spider, he tried to climb up, fall down, climb up, fall down, climb up, fall down. And it kept on doing that, but the spider never gave up. The spider kept on trying till it went into its web and ate the insect which was caught there. So seeing this, the king again went back, he built his own army, and then he fought the battle and he won the battle. So this story my father used to tell us when we were kids. And this is something that has always stayed in my head, which says that yes, when you fail, you fall down, but please rise up again and don't give up. So this is what I have learned.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Before student gives a vote of thanks, definitely, because as a teacher, I was observing about our students, how they are going to give your questions. Today, I am very proud for the first year students that you have listened, and at the same time, you have asked a number of questions, both in your personal as well as where you want to achieve something in your career. So, ma'am was also somewhere very keen that ma'am was answering fatafat for one by one. So it was definitely motivated. Even as a teacher, when I was sitting here, I was literally happy and motivated as well, at the same time inspired also. So thank you so much, ma'am. And this is once again we have to thank to the MLAC institution, which made a unique platform. As a managing trustee, K. Jairat sir, he has taken this initiative. Today I am really proud and blessed to say that this session has been in a successful manner, because this is a first year student batch, this is a newcomer batch. So I was little hesitant about whether the students will be able to attend this session completely. Yes, today the students have achieved it. So I want to ask students, out of 10 for this session, how much marks that you are going to give? 10. Everybody? Yes, ma'am. How much? 10. 10? Agreed, everybody? Yes, ma'am. Okay. So for madam, out of 10, how much marks that you are going to give? How much? session that we are achieved. Thank you so much. We'll hand over to the student to take over this session. It's a completely a student-centric program, so she will be taking the initiative. Thank you.
Thank you for such an inspiring and thought-provoking talk, ma'am. We are grateful for your insights and the wisdom you have shared with us today. To wrap up, we hope today's discussion has empowered and motivated us. Let's carry forward the lessons and inspirations from this talk and continue the support to advocate women in leadership roles. Thank you all for attending and contributing to this vital conversation. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.